This is our Try It Tuesday project for January 25th. It's a simple chain bracelet with a focal bead, and in this case we're using an Elaine Ray, a local artist here in Raleigh, an Elaine Ray ceramic bead. So it's a very striking little bracelet, but it's fairly simple. What we're going to need is 5 inches of cable chain. We're going to use copper because it looks really nice with the ceramic. 2 square copper jump rings, an Elaine Ray bead, a large copper spring clasp, and you're going to need at least 3 inches of copper wire. You could use about a 20 gauge, would work well. You want something fairly heavy looking just so it'll go with your bead because it has a large hole. And to get started, we're just going to assemble from one side of the bracelet to the other. So you could go ahead and put the clasp on first if you want to. You're going to take your chain nose pliers, and the clasp just has a little slit in this loop, so you can take your chain nose pliers and you want to kick it sideways just a little bit. With these plated components, you don't want to open it more than you really have to get it on. Or you might risk cracking your plating or over bending the clasp. See, I actually need to open it just a little bit more. And then after you get it on there, you're just gonna twist it back like that. And then all of our other components are going to attach to the other side. So you can go ahead and put your first jump ring on if you like. And to properly do a jump ring, you want to have 2 pairs of chain nose pliers. And we're going to grab either side of the jump ring, either side of the slit, and just twist sideways like that. Then you'll hook the end of your chain on, and you're going to twist it back together like that. And the trickiest part of the project is we're going to do a little wire wrap section with our bead. And usually when I start a wire wrap, I'm going to take, like I said, at least 3 inches of wire. I've got closer to 6 here, just to be safe. And I'm going to come in about 1 inch from the end of my wire and create a 90-degree bend with my chain nose pliers, kind of like that. And then you're going to switch to round nose pliers to create our first loop. So you're going to position those right in the bend. You're going to bring this little 1-inch piece that we bent over the top of the pliers, and then you'll rotate them out of the way and finish bringing it under. So you get a full 360, and this little piece should be sticking off in the same direction that your bend was originally sticking off. And you're probably going to have to open this just a little bit to get it on your chain. And you're going to go ahead and feed it on that jump ring. So it should look kind of like that. And now we're going to wrap this first loop. I usually take my chain nose pliers and hold across the flat part of the loop, which means you're also going to be holding whatever it's inside of, like I'm holding the jump ring. Then you're going to use your fingers to wrap it just a few times. 2 full times is enough to be secure. And you'll inevitably have a little bit you'll have to trim off. And after you've trimmed a little bit, you'll also have a little bit you'll have to work down. Then you'll take your bead and string it on because you've finished the first half of your wrap. And for the second side, before you do your 90-degree bend, instead of just bending from the edge, we're going to hold just above the bead. That little space that our pliers are taking up right now is going to be where our wrap will go. So we'll bend over, and then there'll be this little space right here is where our wrap will be. This side will work the same way. You're going to put your round nose pliers in the bend, bring the wire over the top, twirl, and bring it around like that. And before you wrap, you can feed on your other jump ring. It's the same as the other side. You might have to open that guy out just a little bit. Hold the loop. And on this side, if you've made that little gap fairly small, you can just wrap until you get down to your bead. Like that. And just trim off your extra. Take your chain nose pliers and tuck in any little loose ends you've got. And you are all done. You've got a sweet little simple bracelet that highlights a handmade bead.